Hey guys, thanks for whacking another thumbnail. This weekend I saw John Wick 2, starring Ruby Rose, Common, and of course the one, the only one, Keanu Reeves. And guys, this is with the K review. I'm Victor, and oh my god, oh, it doesn't get any better. Trust me. Oh.
With a K review.
It's VIC?
No, it's with a K.
Oh.
So back in 2014, I actually did watch the original John Wick movie. I think I actually saw it for free because it was like a special sneak preview of the movie like 2 months in advance, and I really enjoyed it. Whenever anybody talks about the first John Wick movie, they're always like, oh, there's no story, it's just a bunch of violence, and I want to really correct everybody on that because I'm the definitive source, obviously. It's that John Wick does actually have a story in it. You have this guy who used to be a hitman, and then he has everything taken away from him, and he has no choice but to try to get vengeance for having things taken away from him. And that's how the first movie kind of really set everything up. The first part of the movie really sets up like all of these little different things that you don't know a whole lot about. You don't know a whole lot about the Continental. You don't know a whole lot about the Assassin's Guild that John Wick belongs to. And there's just a whole bunch of other little pieces to the puzzle that aren't there. And then you just kind of wanted to know more about it. And in John Wick 2, you do get a lot of answers, but you also get a lot more questions in this movie about who John Wick actually is, what he had to do. And I really enjoy how Keanu Reeves, like, he always plays the characters that are, like, just, like, very mellow. Not like the Bill and Ted mellow type of guy, but, you know, he just has these characters who you always feel like there's something deeper inside of them that's just ready to come out and, like, just punch you in the face. And when I went to go see John Wick 2, I was expecting, you know, like, the violence to be amped up and for everything to be, like, just going crazy. Not like, you know, Triple X 2 crazy, because I actually did see that one. Garbage, but go to it just so you can turn your brain off and see, you know, Vin Diesel flex the muscles. But with John Wick 2, there were a couple of changes that they did make to this movie. Instead of having two directors, you only have one director this time, and I like that idea because the first movie was directed by two former stuntmen, and you could really tell all the action scenes were perfect. You know, there was a lot of gunplay, but there was just a lot of that close quarters combat where you felt every punch, you felt every gunshot, and you saw a guy get shot 4 times, and God, he's dead after the third one, dude. And here you also have kind of the same thing. But the things that the first movie did wrong was that you didn't have like the mini boss and the big boss, and video game related, but anyway, they just didn't have enough support for me to really kind of feel like they were going to have like this ultimate battle. Everything John Wick went through in the first one, you were like, okay, he's going through these guys, he's killing everybody, but what is the end game? Is he going to come to a guy that like matches him? And in certain parts of the first movie, you had like 1 or 2 guys that actually came against Wick and were able to take him, but at the end, it was just kind of, instead of being like the big roar and explosion, you kind of had a meow at the end of it. That's actually the really good thing about John Wick 2, is because they added more into this movie without making it just explode with so much stuff. Like, there are some amazing gunfights and some fighting in this movie, but you also get a little bit more to the story, especially about the Continental and Winston and everybody else who is in John Wick's life and how they all actually connect. And I really don't want to tell you guys like all the little different things that happen in the movie because I don't want to give away a whole lot of the plot, because there are so many different parts in this movie that are really cool. You have Common and Ruby Rose in this movie, who they both do a really good job as like hired assassins to kind of take care of John. I really like Ruby Rose. She was on The Orange is the New Black. She was in the new Xander Cage movie. She was also in the new Resident Evil movie, which was complete, you know, popcorn stuff, but she just didn't have the right type of role in that movie. And here I really feel like they gave her more meat to her character, especially Common as well. Like, I love Common. He's one of the very few R&B rappers that I really feel needs to be in more stuff. Like, his character in this movie is very, very similar to his character in Run All Night, and I really like him as an assassin. I love his fight scene with Keanu Reeves in this movie was awesome. Ruby Rose fight scene was also extremely good. But there are certain parts in this movie where I feel like everybody's going to be like, oh my God, there's no story. But there actually is. There's a lot of things in this movie that aren't explained. And there's things with Lawrence Fishburne's character that are not explained. But you need to go see John Wick 2 because this movie, it expands on what it had. And then it's like making it that much more interesting for the second one. So like by the end of this movie, I was like, okay, the way this movie is ending, like I can accept this is the end of John Wick 2 or a really big expansion to John Wick 3. I had a really great time with John Wick 2. This is probably like one of my top 5 action movies of all time. John Wick 1 was amazing. This one is also amazing. So I'm going to give this movie a 3.5K review. It's going to be a really, really Neo strong one. So you guys need to go see this in theaters, rent it when it comes out, and for any amount of money, go see it in the theaters, especially if you like John Wick 1. And yeah, thanks guys for watching my review. Make sure to leave a whacked out comment below and let me know what is your favorite Keanu Reeves movie, and also what is your favorite Keanu Reeves line. Of course, mine is guns. Lots of guns. And yeah, guys, don't forget, if you don't like what you're watching, you can always turn it off. But thanks for coming back and seeing me. Now check this out.